Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am back at it again with another cruelty-free video. Today I'm going to talk about what I've learned since switching all my products over to cruelty-free. I made a list of I think 5 items and yeah, we're just going to be talking about it today. Anyway, let's just get started. The first thing I've learned is there are a ton of brands that are cruelty-free. I think there is a common misconception that when going through your collection, when you decide to be cruelty-free, you will have to throw away or get rid of a ton of products. And at least personally for me, that wasn't really the case because a lot of brands that I was already buying from were actually cruelty-free. It's like well known now that animal testing isn't really necessary. So the main thing with brands who aren't cruelty-free is that they want to sell in China. And if you didn't know, the Chinese law on animal testing is that it must be tested on an animal in order to be sold in stores in China. So yeah, normally that's the reason that brands would want to sell in China and therefore not be cruelty-free. So it's these big brands that want to market to that audience. So I'd say like the majority of mainstream brands in my experience have been cruelty-free, with the exception of brands from the drugstore because I feel like those brands tend to sell in China. That being said, there are a ton of great drugstore cruelty-free brands that sell amazing products. A couple of my favorites are CoverGirl, Milani, Elf, Marcel, and Annabelle, which I'm pretty sure Annabelle is like a Canadian brand. Actually, kind of jumping off that point is the second thing I've learned is purchasing cruelty-free does not need to be expensive. So like I just said, there are a ton of cruelty-free drugstore brands, but also if you want to shop like kind of higher end, and by higher end I don't mean like really top tier brands. That's not really the price range I'm talking about. I'm more talking about like Urban Decay and Tarte and like Too Faced. I don't know if people would consider that high end or not, depending on your budget. It's really up to a personal decision. For me, that's mainly high end. I don't really go above that kind of price range, but those products do come on sale at Sephora. So they had, especially like previously for the holidays, they had so many sales. I got like a Tarte palette for over 50% off. Like these prices that like makeup comes on sale for at Sephora is comparable to drugstore prices. This might be only my experience, and I feel like all the things I'm talking about would be only my experience, so you're welcome to disagree. But I found that when I first got into being cruelty-free, I memorized the status of specific brands like really quick. And it was because mainly when I just got started with makeup, I was obviously just buying from the drugstore, so it's easy to remember which brands are cruelty-free and which ones are not, for me at least, at the drugstore, because there is such a distinct difference between the brands that are and the brands that are not. Also, I think it alludes to the fact that I was constantly like researching and watching cruelty-free videos and watching videos just like this one, like on YouTube, of people talking about their experience and what they've learned and whatever. Like I was constantly looking at that and constantly researching about it, so yeah, it just became easy for me to memorize. Another point that I kind of want to touch on is that there is such a huge variety of sources of where you can find out a brand's cruelty-free status, and a lot of the times with those sources, they're not always accurate or trustworthy. One of the websites that I 100% trust is Cruelty Free Kitty. Most of the time, if you just search into Google, is blank cruelty-free, Cruelty-free Kitty is one of the first sites that come up, and the website just gives like a straight answer, yes or no, and then if you continue scrolling down, they will give an explanation, and it's based in facts, and that's why I trust that source so much. The fourth thing I've learned is to take time and think over any purchases, no matter if it's makeup, skincare, whatever. If it's an unnecessary purchase, just take that extra beat and think over the purchase. Before going cruelty-free, I used to impulse buy so much makeup. Like I can't even stress it enough because I literally beeline for the makeup section, no matter if I was going to like any like random small drugstore, Walmart, whatever. I'd beeline to the makeup section, go into the clearance section, and a lot of drugstore brands had their makeup in the clearance section. And if it was a good price, no matter if I needed the product or not, it would be in my basket. And I can say that since going cruelty-free, this hasn't been happening anymore, and that might be because I'm like growing up and I'm a little bit calmer about my makeup purchases, but also I have to take that second and think over, is this product cruelty-free or not? Sometimes I look at the ingredient list and try to find like if any ingredients are harmful to my skin. Like I will think about my purchase before I make it, and just in general, makeup is not an impulse buying situation anymore. And the last point for this video is that one person switching over to being cruelty-free and buying cruelty-free products does make a difference. Before going cruelty-free, and when I didn't know almost anything about cruelty-free buying, I thought that if I bought like one eyeliner from this random brand that tests on animals, like it didn't matter that much, but actually it's like I'm literally funding the testing. I'm giving the brand my money to say, go test on animals. So no matter if your purchase is small or big, it does make a difference if you're buying from a brand that conducts animal testing, because that means that they support animal testing and you as one of their consumers are also supporting animal testing. So yeah, those were the 5 things that I want to talk about in this video. I hope this addressed like some of the common misconceptions about cruelty-free buying from people who don't buy cruelty-free. Anyway, I hope this video was informational or at least entertaining in a way. Yeah, that's all I have to say. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in my next video.